Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, so it is currently about 5:20 p.m. And I know you're probably thinking, Peter, it's 5:20 and it's so dark. Well, daylight savings time. And I actually didn't think about this until this morning. So, was watching TV last night. Alex was watching, he's watching The Midnight Club, and I haven't even started that yet. So I was eating some of my leftover pizza, and he was in the chair and I was on the couch, and I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race UK. And then I was like, oh God, I have all these shows I want to finish. And at this point it was like, I think it was like 10:30 or 11, and I was like, I have 2 episodes of Unsolved Mysteries, and then I wanted to watch that new documentary series that came out on Netflix called Killer Sally, and I was like, I have 3 episodes of Killer Sally, and that didn't even count La Brea, and I didn't even know when I was going to get to that, because I wasn't going to try to get to that last night. Maybe it was closer to midnight, and I was like, I have 5 shows to watch, and I don't want to stay up super late tonight, and I was like, how am I ever going to get this done? And I was like, okay, well, we'll just try and see what happens. So while I was sitting on the couch, I started the Killer Sally show, and I watched like 5 minutes of it, and then I was like, no, I think I'm gonna go outside, and because Alex was getting ready to go to bed, and I was like, I think I'll go outside and I'll watch Unsolved Mysteries. So I came outside and I watched the last 2 episodes of Unsolved Mysteries, the one about the ghost in apartment 14. That one was really a good episode. And in fact, I'm gonna do my whole review tomorrow on my review channel. But that one was a really good episode. That was probably one of my favorite episodes of the whole season. And then they had an episode that was about 2 different people that had their kids kidnapped, like parental kidnapping. It's interesting because, like, Unsolved Mysteries when I was growing up was very, I should just save this for the review, but I'll share it with you on here. This is not a spoiler. But it was very, like, there seemed like there were only like 2 or 3 different kinds of Unsolved Mysteries. There was like either like paranormal, which was like UFOs, or like, well, I shouldn't section this all under paranormal, but there was either like, you know, kind of like spooky, like UFOs, ghosts, Bigfoot, Loch Ness, things like that, right? Like all of those kinds of things into one. Or it was like a homicide that had gone unsolved, or it was like a missing person, and it would be like, because if you watch my vlogs from back in the day, like even before Unsolved Mysteries came back out on Netflix, I would say that like Tanya and I used to, she'd be so scared because we'd go to Walmart at like 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be like, Tanya, what if like we were on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, and they were like, Tanya Jean and her best friend Peter Monn were last seen entering the Walmart. They were never seen, because that's what it would be like, you know. And they would show like the car with the door open, and you know, they would say like, oh, the wallet and the keys were left inside, and that was kind of like what Unsolved Mysteries was like back in the day. Today, it's still that. Like, they still do, like in every season, there's a couple of those episodes, but then it feels like they try to do these like social commentary episodes, which are still interesting, still super interesting, and I think important to the show. I just don't know that I think that they necessarily like the kidnapping one was really interesting to me. And I didn't know, like, what you have to do, like, well, I don't want to get into it, so I'll talk about it in my video tomorrow, but I didn't know, like, all the background of, like, what you have to do if that happens. So, but I was just kind of, like, I will say this season seemed the most like when I was growing up, like the most like the Unsolved Mysteries of the past. So anyway, I got those 2 done, and then I watched the first episode of Killer Sally, and when I finished that, I like went upstairs and like, I went inside, and Alex was like, because I had some little candy bars, the miniature candy bars, so I wanted well, I actually had a full-size Reese's and a full-size Hershey bar with almonds, which I don't like the Hershey's with almonds. I don't know why I took that from Caroline's house, but she had the big candy bars, so I took them. And I've had those 2 on the kitchen counter, plus like all these miniatures. I have like 100,000, is that what they're called? Grand bars. and like a Kit Kat and like a Snicker bar. So I brought the 2 large ones, a Kit Kat and a Snicker bar outside with me. But when I went inside, like I could see that the bedroom light was still on, and I go, "Are you still up there?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I go, "Are you watching Ticks?" That's what I call them, TikToks. So I went upstairs, and Boo Radley was like asleep under the blanket, and he was being so sweet last night. Oh my God. And so like I cuddled with Boo Radley for a second. I was talking to Alex, and like I looked at the clock, and the clock said, I had just looked at like my phone, because I keep my phone on top of this like lantern thing over here. If you guys want to see this little lantern thing, I keep it on that lantern thing over there when I'm like watching TV. And I looked, and it was like, it said 2 something. And when I went upstairs to the bedroom, it said 3 something. And I said, "Oh my God, it's daylight savings time." Like I totally forgot. Like we fall back. And I'm still, to be honest with you, I'm not really used to daylight savings time. And I know people are like, that's not true. But when I was growing up, we didn't, like Indiana did not observe daylight savings, or where I live in Indianapolis, I don't remember us observing daylight savings time. Like I don't remember falling back and springing forward, you know, how they say that. I don't remember doing that. I feel like 10 years ago or something like that, or 15 years ago, like it changed. And all of a sudden, like we fell into a different, like they decided that we were going to start doing it again. Am I wrong about that? Like, am I remembering that wrong? It's like when I say to people, when I was growing up, coupons were called coupons. And then one day they just decided we weren't going to call them coupons anymore, and we were going to call them coupons. Okay, but I still call them coupons, and people think I'm crazy. It's like that, right? Like, but I swear that there was like a time when I was growing up that in Indiana, we didn't observe daylight savings time. So I'm still not kind of used to it. But anyway. And the other thing is, like, I can remember, like, going out to clubs and whatever. So it must have been when Alex and I first got together that it changed back. Because I can remember, or somewhere around there, because being, like, excited that we had, like, an extra hour, like, out at the club. But, like, I mean, now I don't care, except for it gives me an extra hour to watch TV. So I said something to Alex about it. He was like, "Well, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't notice and change your clock." And he was like, "That way we would get to brunch early tomorrow." Because I had to, because he had to go to work today. After I had a bunch of errands I wanted him to like take me on, and he had to go to work afterwards to prepare this presentation with this coworker of his for tomorrow. So he was like, okay, so we went and we like ran the different errands. We had to go to like PetSmart because I had forgotten to order booze, food, and treats, and so we were literally down to like a handful of treats. And so after brunch today, well, we went to brunch. Okay, so anyway, so that's what I was gonna say. So what I realized this morning, and getting up and realizing that it was daylight savings time, was that now, like, I was vlogging at 6 o'clock recently, and 6 o'clock was kind of early for me to even, like, get out here and vlog. But now, 5 o'clock is gonna be getting dark. So, like, I'm gonna have to be vlogging at, like, 3:30 or 4, and that's just not gonna happen. So, y'all listen, okay? The lighting is just gonna suck on these vlogs for a while, until I figure it out, or I get early, or whatever. So anyway, and I know you'd probably say, well, like, because Alex is gone right now, he's doing this work presentation with his coworker, and you'd probably be like, well, why don't you just like go inside and vlog? Because I really, to be honest with you, like, it's so nice outside. I just want to be able to sit outside if I can, you know. I love sitting on my front porch, and it smells good. Somebody's having like a bonfire, you can smell it out here, and it's really pretty, just like still day. Look at the sky. Isn't the sky so pretty? It's just a really nice fall evening. So yeah, my yellow mums are gone. They've seen better days, and but I don't know if I'm gonna throw them out this week or if I'm just gonna leave them there, because from the street you really can't see how bad they are. So anyway, yeah, that's what I realized last night. So it took me 9 minutes to tell that story of daylight savings time. What I could have just said was the vlogs were going to be dark. But anyway, so went to bed last night after I ended up watching that whole series. The video on that is actually rendering right now, and so I will be uploading that in a second. And if you want to go watch my review of Killer Sally on Netflix, feel free. It's over on my review channel. I'm having so much fun reviewing TV shows and movies over there. So anyway, got up today, slept in, and Alex and I went to go to brunch, and had a really good brunch. I had the California Dreamer, which is the same omelet that I always have. Oh, but the woman next to me, there were these 3 women, and they were like really fun. And the one woman they have croissant French toast at Patachute, which is like they make French toast out of croissants. And I hadn't had it in forever. And so she had it like as a side, but it was smaller. And then she had the Cuban, which is what Alex has. And I said, did you get that as a side? And she was like, yeah. So when our server came, who's a friend of ours, I was like, oh, how did she get that as a side? And she goes, you can do that too. You can like, if you want to do, instead of like fruit and which I never dip fruit, she was like, instead of like fruit or like, you know, a bagel or toast or whatever, because I was getting cinnamon toast, she was like, you can do that if you want. Do you want to do that? And I was like, yeah, sure. It was so delicious. It has like pecans on it that are like cut up. We say pecan or pecan. Pecans. In Indiana, we say pecan. But anyway, so, and syrup and stuff, it's really good. So I got that, and I got the California Dreamer, add Gouda, which is like jalapenos. The last 2 weeks, my stomach has really been cramping off of that, and like halfway through eating, I was like, oh God, I meant to get the waffle because my stomach has been cramping really bad on Sundays, and I think it has something to do with, and Alex was like, well, maybe it's the jalapenos in the omelet. And I was like, I don't know. But anyway, Alex, of course, got his tomato bisque soup. They're coming back with his turkey chili, which he is so excited about. And she was like, he said something about, I still wish you had your turkey chili. And she's like, well, it's coming back soon. He was like, really? So he got his tomato artichoke soup with tons of croutons. And then he got his Cuban. Alex like ate all of it. He was like really hungry. I ate like half my omelet, half my potatoes, and I did eat all of my croissant French toast. I just wasn't super hungry today. I didn't get an orange juice. I drank coffee. It was macadamia nut coffee. It was good. It was good coffee. I have extra right here. Cheers. Well, this is actually just the Patachute blend because they were out of the flavored coffee when we were getting coffee to take home. And then after that, I went to Saks to go get, I'm like so out of like the 2 colognes that I wear. And so I went to Saks to go get cologne. I mean, I'm literally down to like, do you ever get it like where it's like in the very corner of the bottle and you're like spraying it like that? Like that's how I am. And the woman that helped us was so nice. And she was like, all of our computers are down. Oh, I said, oh, can you help me with 2 things? And she was like, yeah, what? And I was like, I want to get a bottle of this, and then I want to get a bottle of Chanel Blue. I was like, can you help me, or do you have to be part of the Chanel? And she's like, well, I actually can't help you with either one of those. And I was like, what? And she was like, she said, our computers are down, and our computers have been down for like, it started yesterday, and then all day today. We haven't been able to make any transactions. And I was like, why don't they just send you guys home and close the store down? She was like, that's a good question. I don't know. She's like, it would make it a lot easier. And I'm like, have people been, I love when you ask these questions and people are so gracious because you know there's somebody rude coming through there, right? And I said, have people been real rude about it? And she was like, no, not really. I'm like, okay. But she was real nice and she gave us samples and she showed us a couple different colognes. And I really like, I don't really smell a lot of like the Tom Fords I have through the years, like the Vanilla Tobacco. I had a friend of mine that like she bought that for her boyfriend and it smelled really good on him. It doesn't smell good on me. But then today she was like, have you smelled the oud wood? And so I smelled that and I really liked that. And then there was another one, it's by that brand, it's like Maison something something. And she sprayed it for both of us, and Alex and I both loved it. And Alex is like, I really like that. So I saved the sample. I think I'm gonna buy him that for Christmas. Because I try to buy him like some cologne for Christmas every year. Last year I bought him Bleecker Street Lafayette Square, Lafayette. And when I got it, I asked the guy like at the counter or the girl, can't remember. I was like, what's your like big seller this year? And he was like, oh, Lafayette. I think it was like because they had nothing else there left to sell. And I got it and I was like, I got it home and I was like, it really, if you've ever smelled it, it smells very feminine. And I was like, God, I don't know that I really like this. And it's an expensive cologne. And so, but Alex wears it and it doesn't smell feminine on Alex and I love it on him. But like on me, it would smell straight up like perfume, which I don't really care, but I really like a lot of more like masculine smelling like colognes, like woodsy colognes I like. Although it was interesting because she was saying to me today, she said, you like Creed Aventus and you like Chanel Blue, and she referred to those as, she didn't say citrusy, I can't remember what the word was she used, like fresher scents or something like that. So maybe I don't like woodsy ones as much, but I feel like I do. Anyway. I love that one Burberry that's like, that comes in like the Burberry thing. That has like the fabric on it, and it smells like really woodsy. Like I really, really like that one. So anyway, didn't buy any cologne today. And then we went to PetSmart and got Boo Radley 2 packages of treats and got him some food. They didn't have hardly, they only had 1 box of food in there, so I'm gonna have to get online and order him some food. But then we were looking at all the Christmas stuff. You guys, the Christmas stuff is so cute. And Alex was like obsessed with these pajamas. Well, first he wanted to buy him snowshoes, and I was like, okay, the dog is 13, and he is not gonna, he's almost 13 and a half. He's not gonna start wearing snowshoes. And Alex is like, but Boo Radley might not want to like go. Boo Radley loves going out in the snow, first of all. He loves jumping in the snow and run. I mean, he's the only one of our dogs that has ever like loved the snow, and he like hops like a bunny in it. He loves it. And so Alex is like looking at these snowshoes. I'm like, first of all, don't make Boo Radley put those things on, okay? Second of all, he doesn't need them. And so then Alex was like obsessed with these pajamas. I think because we had like bought Boo and Tucker like matching pajamas like years ago. And so they have Christmas ones. And they had one Christmas pair that had like, they were like toys or something all over them. They were real cute. But Alex liked the ones that were like black and red plaid because we have like matching pajama pants to that. I think that's what he was thinking. He was thinking photo op. No, I don't know. But he was like, okay, these will be real cute. And he was like, oh, look at these. And then he wanted to buy him this coat, this one coat that was like a fleece coat, and it has like ears on it. And he was like, Boo Radley wants this coat. I was like, oh my God, what is this? We were going clothes shopping for Boo Radley today. Boo Radley doesn't even know he needs this stuff. So we got him the pajamas and the treats, and we got him some food and stuff, but I got to order him the food and the treats. I got to order him that stuff. Somebody's about to walk by, I think. Oh, they're running. I got to order him that stuff online today. Then she's got a bike rider behind her. Looks like her brother, maybe. I got online last night to order those UGG shoes. I don't know what it is lately. Like, well, of course, like the cologne I'm gonna buy, but I wear cologne a lot. I mean, like every single day I wear cologne. And I mean, obviously it's, I need a glow up so bad. Can we just talk about this? Like, my sideburns are so long, you guys. I have a hair appointment on Wednesday. I haven't had a hair appointment, and it's been like 8 weeks. My hair is so long right now, and it is just like, I mean, I haven't even done it in like, it's been weeks since I've even like blow dried it and done it. I've like worn a hat like everywhere we've gone. We have a wedding to go to next weekend that I have to actually kind of look nice. Well, I mean, I do have to look nice, for I have to wear a suit to it and stuff like that. Caroline's picking me up on Thursday to, yeah, she's picking me up on Thursday to run errands, so I might have to go. I think I have a suit. It was the one that we went to that I wore to the wedding. I'm not even sure what suit it is that we wore to the wedding when we went to Dallas a couple years ago. But I'm going to find that suit. And yeah. But anyway. That'll be fun. We'll see some friends that Alex used to work with that we haven't seen in a long time. And yeah, just make videos and stuff this week. And I have therapy tomorrow, hair appointment on Wednesday, meeting on Tuesday. I think that's it. Alex has a birthday party he has to go to one night this week. I think it's Friday, maybe. I can't remember when it is. This one neighbor of mine, she walks like all the time. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. So I like, I mean, she walks constantly. She walks her dogs. She walks like one dog and then like both dogs, and then she walks by herself, and then, I mean, she walks all the time. And like sometimes like when I'm sitting out here at like 5, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning, she's walking that early, and then she walks like 10 o'clock at night. I mean, she must walk like 5 or 6 times a day. I mean, good for her. I mean, she's probably close to my age too. I bet she's not like, she's somewhere between 50 and 60. She's not that much older than me. She's real sweet too, and she's in great shape. So I got online and I was looking at those UGG shoes that I was gonna buy, the ones that, they're like driver shoes that you just like lace. So everybody was asking me like, oh, did you buy those? Not everybody, but I got a few comments where people were like, did you buy those Hoka shoes? I'm not gonna buy them. Like, I looked at them long enough and I just was like, you're not gonna probably wear these. You have enough sneakers. I have so many pairs of sneakers, you guys, it's ridiculous. And there's a gray felt, there's a pair of gray felt Birkenstock clogs that I have wanted for the last couple years. If I buy any shoes, I'll probably buy those. Because I really actually think I'll wear those, because I do wear Birkenstock clogs quite a bit. My ones from like that I bought like 2 years ago, I wear them all the time. And I now wear them with those Bomba socks, and they look so cute. And people are always like, I love those shoes with those socks. I get so many compliments on my Birkenstock clogs. If you've ever thought about buying Birkenstock clogs and you haven't bought a pair yet, buy them. I mean, they're so comfortable, and I love them. The only thing is they kind of make your toes work a little bit. Like, I have these sandals on. I don't know if you can see these, but I have these Birkenstock sandals on. They're like camouflage. Like, I bought these, you guys, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago. And they're like still like in perfect shape. They'll last me like 10 or 15 years. The same time I bought these, I bought a blue pair, a blue nubuck pair, like navy blue, that are like in perfect shape too. But so I got online and I started looking at these UGG shoes, and I was like, are you really gonna wear those? Like, this is what goes through my head. So I was like, you know, I don't think you need those. So I don't know, we'll see. I might end up buying them for myself, but as of today, I'm not buying the Hoka shoes, and I'm not buying the UGG shoes. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. Watch La Brea. Alex is like halfway through the Midnight Club, but I have a feeling when he gets home. So he has like this huge meeting tomorrow. And he and his coworker have to do this presentation together. And so like they had to like work to like put it all together, and she was like there when, like, he called her, like she was there when we got done with brunch. So I don't know what time he'll go home, but I have a feeling, because when he left to go, he's like, I'm so tired, I could just take a nap right now. Because that's what we do on Sundays, is just nap, right? Although he, you know, has been going out on Saturday nights. And did he? I don't think he went out. He didn't go out last Saturday night or this Saturday night. And so when he gets home, he'll probably be like, I'm so ready to go to bed for the night. And he also has to be up early tomorrow, because his meeting is like all day and starts early. So this sounds like my neighbor next door, you know? So he'll probably go right to bed, and then, yeah. And then I'll watch La Brea. I've got 2 episodes of La Brea, and then I'm totally caught up on my TV shows. So I don't know what I'll watch then. Maybe the Midnight Club. Maybe see what's on Netflix, or our server today, who we were friends with, she was telling us that she binge watched Fleabag on Amazon Prime. And she said it takes a lot for her to like get interested and like binge watch something. And she said she really, 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 really loved it. So she was like, you should check it out. I was like, okay, maybe I will. I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of it. But yeah. I was going to say my potatoes. My pumpkins have lasted so long. They still are doing really well. I can't believe it. I could watch a movie tonight too. That's the other thing. But I have Unsolved Mysteries to review on my review channel tomorrow. I want to watch The Good Nurse. So I may watch that so that I can do a review of it on Netflix. People don't really care. This is the thing. I mean, I just enjoy doing the reviews. They're just fun for me to talk about movies and TV shows. But people don't really seem to care about the reviews of like Netflix movie shows and Netflix movies and TV shows and movies, like movies and TV shows, they don't really seem to care. Like, if you, like, I'm trying to think of, like, if a movie came out, like, you know, if, I don't know, some brand new movie, you know, came out in the movie theater this week, you know, and you went and did a review on it, sure, people would, like, eat up your review and watch it, because they want to see your opinion on it, but people don't really care about the Netflix ones, which is interesting to me, because I kind of search that stuff out. Like, I look, like, after I watch something, like, I search out a lot of opinions, and I was looking for the poster for this Killer Sally, and it was hard. Like, if you Google, go do it, and you'll see what I saw. If you Google search the images of, like, the poster from Netflix, like, it's hard to find. Like, there aren't a lot of reviews written up about it. There aren't a lot of articles written up about it. There was, like, one TikTok that I saw of this girl talking about the Killer Sally show. Other than that, like, I haven't seen anything on it. And I like to watch those videos of people talking about stuff. I did reach out to Nick DeRamio, and I was talking to him about, he's on his way back from Mexico, he doesn't care, but I said something about, like, hey, I don't know if you know, but I'm doing, like, movie and TV reviews on my review channel. I said they're getting, like, 1,000 views, so it's not like I'm huge competition, but I just wanted to let you know so you didn't think I was, like, stealing your idea. He was so nice. He was like, Peter, he was like, it's not like it was it's not like it's an original idea, and he was like, and there's enough people that, you know, we can spread it around. But he's like, I look forward to watching your reviews. And that's so nice. See, that's what I was talking about with yesterday, is, like, supportive YouTubers and people that are just, like, super friendly and nice on YouTube and things like that, you know? He's probably thinking, God, Peter Monn's doing reviews now of movies and TV shows. Lord, what's next? I have been wanting to do a booktube video, and I've been meaning to do this, and I've had it on my list, so maybe I'll do it this week. I'm just kind of talking about where I've been, like, as far as reading, and, like, my struggle. And I feel like that was my last video that I did over there, so I feel like it's kind of repetitive, and in all honesty, like, I really hate when people do video, like, I hate when people are like, I'm so sorry, you guys, that I've been gone forever, and, like, it wouldn't be that, just because I feel like it's your channel, and if you want to take 6 months off, take 6 months off, right? The truth is, the reason why I haven't filmed any videos on my booktube channel is because I haven't read any books. I don't have anything to talk about. I mean, I could talk about books I bought, I could talk about books I've wanted to read, but I haven't read any books. You know, it's hard to have a booktube channel and talk about books when you haven't read any books. And, so, I don't know, maybe I'll just talk about that on there, and just really the struggle that I've had. I also feel like if I read a book that was really, really good, like this Simone St. James book, in all honesty, like, if I was listening to, like, back in the day, I was listening to, like, let's say an hour or 2 hours a night of a book. If I was listening to an hour or 2 hours of it a night, like, well, first of all, I would have been done with it 6 months ago. But it would be really good. But when you're listening to 15 or 20 minutes of it, it's not that great. It really is not that great of a book. Like, and I love her as an author, but it just isn't. I mean, it just isn't. And I don't know that any of her books are that great, that at 15 or 20 minutes of listening to it on Audible would really... there's a lot of really great authors that I don't know that if you just listen to 15 or 20 minutes once a week would really pull you in that deeply, you know? I don't know, it's just crazy for me. It's like, I used to be this avid Audible listener and reader, and it's like, what's happened? Like, I just don't get it, you know? What's really interesting to me is that when I talk about it, and that I get, like, criticism for it, or I get, like, critical statements, and people will be like, well, why do you think that is? What do you think is going on with that? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, don't you think that if I knew, I would do something about it? Like, you know, like, I sit down to read, and I make a lot of efforts. Like, I have had that literal mess, Cozy Mystery, next to my bed on the floor for, I don't know, 2 weeks now, and I pick it up every single day, and I like read it, and I read like a page, and I'm like, whew. And it's not because it's horrible, but it's just like at a page a day, it's just like not super interesting. And then, you know, like when I listen to the Audible book, I don't even know how I remember what's going on with that book, in all honesty. I don't. It stopped. It's kind of interesting to me for like 15 or 20 minutes, but then I'm kind of like, you know, but I'm like, here, okay, I'm just being honest, sharing where I'm at with reading, and that I'm struggling with reading, and I'm struggling with a hobby that used to bring me enjoyment, and you're getting really upset about it. Like, I'm confused. I'm confused as to what's going on here, you know, and, but I miss it. I miss the reading, you know, I definitely don't see myself never going back to it. I don't really know what happened, in all honesty. You know, like, this is gonna sound crazy, but I've talked to my therapist about it, like, quite a bit. I mean, it's not like we've spent, like, hour-long sessions about it, but, like, I've talked to my therapist about it and said, like, I'm confused. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I just don't have the attention span that I used to with, like, reading or listening to Audible, you know? And I think that some of it has to do with change of venue, but I definitely could put my AirPods on and go walk around and listen. And, you know, I've thought about that, or even just, like, while I'm doing stuff around the house, you know, it's like, and that's the other thing that's weird, is, like, I used to always have, like, when I was uploading videos or cleaning the kitchen or making the bed or doing whatever, I would always put on a movie in the background, like in our TV in the living room. Like, I would always search out a movie. Like, I used to go scary movies, and then I would, like, pull up, like, all the scary movies that were free on cable, and then I would, like, pick one, and then, like, I can't even tell you how many times I've watched, like, Scream, Halloween movies from the franchise, or Cabin in the Woods. I love that one. Don't ask me why, but I do. You know, and then just have it on in the background while I was doing this stuff. I don't do that anymore. Like, it's total silence in our house. Like, well, when Alex is not here. But, like even when he is here, like, he just lays in bed and, like, watches his TikToks, like, while I'm, like, working and doing stuff or whatever, you know? And so, but, like, back in the day, I always had a movie on in the background. You know, and I would mute it while I was doing stuff, and then while like, if I was filming, and then if I wasn't, and then for a while, like, I had to turn it off because it just was too distracting to see in the background. But then I would turn it back on, like, when I filmed all of my videos and was uploading them, you know, I always had a movie on in the background. I don't do that anymore. Like, I think I've become more comfortable with silence to some degree. I don't know. My therapist has said don't force it, you know, when you're interested in reading again or listening to Audible, it will flow naturally, but don't force it. Like, you know, it should be something that you're enjoying doing. It shouldn't be something that you're making yourself do. You know, Mel and I have decided that we're going to start the True Crime Book Club again in January 1st, and we have the book picked out and everything. I think that will help. I think because I don't even know why I continue to bring this up. I don't, but I think because I can't figure it out. Like, most things in my life I can figure out, you know, I can figure out the rhyme and reason and whatever. And, but I can't. Like, my immediate response is that I'm just bored of it. You know, like, it was, like, interesting in, like, texting, like, Mel about the new Taylor Jenkins Reid book, Carrie. Did I call it Caroline Soto? It's called Carrie Soto is back. But the Caroline, I think yesterday I called it Caroline Soto is back or something. But anyway, the new Taylor Jenkins Reid book. And it's like, I have an interest in reading it. I want to read it. I know I'll read it eventually. But, like, today, I could care less. Like, that's so weird for me, right? Like, it's so weird that I don't put any stock into I don't know. And what's even weirder than that is like the last time that I like looked at my Audible book, the Book of Cold Cases, Simone St. James book, I had like less than 3 hours to listen to it. Like I could finish that book in a day. Like I could sit out here on my patio for 3 hours and just finish the whole thing. And it would be no different than like watching a show on, I mean, it would be different because like when I'm watching it, it's like, dude, I'm like watching it, you know, but it would really be no different. You know, and a lot of people have said things like about like, well, maybe it was because you used to like listen when you were driving around and stuff, but like, hey, listen, when we were on lockdown and my car was parked in the driveway, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like I would play Words with Friends, and the entire time that which I'm thinking about going back to doing, the entire time, if you guys want me to play Words with Friends again, put it in the comment section below. I had such a good time doing that. But the entire time that I played Words with Friends, I would listen to an audiobook. And I would listen to like, and I was very focused on it. I mean, I could play Words with Friends and focus on the audiobook at the same time. I don't know how. And I would literally like sit in the car and just listen out loud to like 3 or 4 hours of an audiobook and play Words with Friends. I mean, for 3 or 4 hours I would play it because I was playing so many games with so many people that like as soon as I finished one, like, and I got like down 2, like that first person would answer, and then like I go down 10, and like, you know, if you've ever played Words with Friends, you know how it goes. But anyway, and I was like, well, you could do that again. You could just put your AirPods on and sit on the couch and listen to, you know, Audible, and then play Words with Friends and, you know, listen to Audible books. And I think, like, this is the thing I was going to say is if I read a book that I just was like, damn, like, this is a good book, like, I think it would really inspire me to read again. Which is why, like my next book is going to be the Jana De Leon book, and I've almost kind of like thought about like just DNFing these books, but I like the Simone St. James book enough, and I'm halfway through it that I just need to finish it. And the Literal Mess book is a good book enough, and the Manga, A Fangirl. I mean, none of these books are bad. I mean, at all. Like, they're interesting, but like I think if I read the next Misfortune book, I just would be so in it. I would be like, oh my god, like I'm so back into reading again. Because I have had reading slumps in the past. Where I've like really struggled with being motivated to read. Not, I wouldn't say in the last 2 years though. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Do you guys have a busy week? What are you doing this week? You got things to do? Oh, man. Alright, you guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get off here. And look at my hair. You can see it, like, in the shadows. Look at that. What is that? I'm going to get off here. It's, like, getting super dark outside. And I am going to... It's probably only, like, what? I have vlogged for, like, almost 40 minutes. So if I vlogged for almost 40 minutes, then that means... And I came out here at like 5:20. That means it's only 6 o'clock, and look how dark it is. Which, that would make sense though, because when I was vlogging, my neighbor's home, can you hear her slamming doors? When I would vlog the other days, and it would be like 7 o'clock, and it would be like super pitch black. Like here, I just showed you outside. Now look, it's outside now. It's like super pitch black. So, it makes sense because if it's like close to 7, then yeah, it would be dark. But it's not close to 7, it's close to 6 because daylight savings time. Anyway, the curse of daylight savings time. Alright, you guys, thank you for hanging out on the front porch with me. This was so much fun. Let me do a few little glides. A few little whoop, whoop. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. I hope that you guys are getting rejuvenated, refreshed, renewed, and I almost said re-screwed. Rejuvenated, refreshed, renewed, and oh my god, I just said this in one of my other videos, and now I can't remember what it is. What's another RE word that I use for the week? Relaxed. Rejuvenated, refreshed, renewed, and relaxed for the week ahead. Y'all know Sundays are my favorite day to just kind of unwind, center yourself, get balanced, you know, prepare for the week ahead. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. And it can change their day, it can put a smile on their face, it can just make them so happy. So make sure that you do that. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope that you guys have magically amazing week and a wonderful start to your week. And I also want to give a very special belated happy birthday to Troy, administrator of the Vloggerinos. It was Troy's birthday a couple days ago, and I want to say a very, very happy birthday to Troy. And if you could all put happy birthday to Troy in the comment section below, I would really appreciate it. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Up. And for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more, I love you. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena, and happy birthday, Troy.